Today we are doing an unboxing of the Time Travel Treasure Boxes. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. We are going to dive into this box and you can see everything that you'll get in this Time Travel Treasure Box. So the first thing you see is a sticker and it says, "Let us spoil you," and it has a TARDIS, a DeLorean, the standing stones, and a time turner. Now, there's a lot to do with my favorite time travelers, except for the actual items in the box. The items will have to do with different time periods. If you don't know who this is, if you don't know what a TARDIS is, you're not into Outlander, that's completely fine because none of the items have to do with those shows or movies. They're just time travelers and I thought it was fun. Okay, so let's dive in. Open up. So we have our blue tissue. It says Craig Nadoon Travel Company, so if you're an Outlander fan, that's a little nod to that. And inside we have the list of items. Now usually I hide this in the bottom of the box so that if you don't like spoilers, you can just sort of dig into the box, look at all the things, and then go see what they're all about. That's the way I like to open boxes, so that's why I put them on the bottom. But for this time, I've got it on top because it's an adventure, almost a little treasure hunt as we go through the box and find things in it. So we have a DeLorean and it says time travel, and there's a time turner here, and there's stones and stuff. So all those things from the movies and shows will show up in the print that's in the box, but not the actual item. This box is a little different. We are going to spend some time with my favorite time travelers. Even if you aren't familiar with these characters, we are still going to have a great adventure through time. And maybe you'll be tempted to watch and enjoy them as much as I do. This is everything I just said, but usually this content list is on the bottom of your box. This time though, it's on top so that you can follow along in our time travel adventure. So the first thing we have is a 90s mixtape pin, which is right here. How nice would it be to have Hermione's time turner from time to time to get an extra hour or two for some me time? Who am I kidding? We all know we just use it to catch up on laundry or flit it away scrolling Instagram. Instead, here's a mixtape that Hermione could have made one summer at home before heading back to Hogwarts. So this is a cute little pin. It's so fun and colorful. It says best of the 90s. It has a little rubber clasp at the back so you can put that on a bag or a jacket, or if you have a pin collection, it's perfect. Next up is this box here, and it has flux capacitor. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so instead, so this inside, should we open it or should I read about it first? Let's read about it first and then I'll show you what's inside. Let's go back through the standing stones at Craig Nadoon, so that's an Outlander reference, to visit our friend Claire Randall, a nurse in the Second World War. Something goes wrong though, and we end up going back only 6 years. We run into an older man with wild white hair and wilder eyes and a teen boy called Marty. They need to leave even before saying hello to Adele or finding out if Jon Snow is really dead. So we're back in 2015. Adele's song Hello had just come out. We don't know if Jon Snow's really dead on Game of Thrones, and we're traveling back through time. So they hop into their DeLorean and zoom off, leaving a trail of fire, but not before throwing something out of the window, stating it's too small to hold the flux capacitor. We have flux capacitor on the front of this box, and inside, from 2015, is this cute little phone stand. So this is great for your phone. You can put your iPad on it. I like to use phone stands when I'm doing dishes so I can watch YouTube or Netflix while I'm doing dishes, folding laundry, that kind of stuff. It sits it up nice. I can see what's going on and it's a lot of fun. So back to the stones, and this time we actually make it to the 1940s, but 1946, and Claire has been missing for almost a year. You sit at Claire's desk and write her a letter in case she comes back. Next is this little bag, this little packet, and I'll show you this first since it's not wrapped. This little stationery set. So I designed these. I found some vintage images of birds and butterflies and flowers. Designed these so that you can use these if you want to write a real letter. So to help you write your real letter, in this little bag we have a fountain pen, and in this little packet we have ink cartridges. So there's 3 ink cartridges. So if you're not used to fountain pens, this has inside it a little device you can take out and actually suck up ink from, if you have like a little ink jar, but you have the cartridges, so all you need to do is put one in. I like to turn it on its end and push it in until it snaps, and then you can just screw it back in and then let it takes a bit of time for the ink to come down, but then you have a beautiful fountain pen to write a letter on your stationery. If you are enjoying this video so far, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Next week we are talking about your dream life and how to plan your dream life, so make sure you come back for that. Okay, so the stones are obviously not working. We've tried twice now to get through and it's not working, so we're going to take a TARDIS this time. So we get back to the 18th century. We meet up with Claire and they are making candles. So you get a candle making kit in this kind of old-fashioned paper bag. It says Fraser's Ridge Candle Company. If you are an Outlander fan, that might make you giggle. And inside, we have a little packet of wax. Oops. A wick. And a medicine jar. Now this is one of Claire's older medicine jars that she doesn't need anymore, and she's lent it to us to use as a candle holder. So this is a candle dipping kit, but if that's too much, if you don't want to do all that, you can also melt the wax and pour it into a little jar. You can even use this. What you need to do is put like a little washer or something else heavy to hold that down. You'd use the stick to hold it up. You can also use the stick to stir your wax, and you have a candle. And the thing with this is that it's a mini candle kit. So you're going to have tiny little candles. I think I have one here that I've made. So you're going to end up with tiny little candles. Since these candles are short, there's less burn time, and it's the perfect amount for a little moment to yourself for some mindfulness. Okay, so the last two items in here are your treats. So we have ginger tea. Now ginger is great for motion sickness, so that is a perfect tea for time travel. Now the last treat I don't have here yet, but here's a little picture. I don't know about you, whenever we go to those old-fashioned villages and visit and kind of go on a walk through time, in the gift shop on the counter they always had that big glass jar full of these old-fashioned candy sticks. So that's what you'll be getting in your box. Now the last thing on the bottom, you have your craft instructions, and you also have a couple cards. So there's 3 quotes here that'll keep you mindful, and they're also sort of to do with time travel. So Claire Randall says, "I believe we can do anything we want." Doc Brown says, "Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one." There's also a Doctor Who quote, and he says something really similar. If I'm not mistaken, it says, "We're all stories in the end, so make it a good one, eh?" So maybe Doc Brown is one of the faces of Doctor Who. I don't know, maybe. Okay, here's another Doctor Who quote. "In 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important." Make sure you have a good look in your box, because there's also a card with a QR code on it, which is a bonus gift from the future. And this is a nice little announcement that I put in the box. I am going to create advent calendars. I did a survey recently, maybe you filled it out, but I'm definitely doing self-care advent calendars. There's lots of fun things to keep you going through December, because there's lots of things going on in December and it can be so stressful. So having a little treat for yourself every day can really make December a lot easier. Self-care is extremely important. You can enjoy the Christmas season, celebrate it instead of simply surviving it while you try to get everything done. Treat yourself to a box with stationery, treats, and more. So there's stationery like washi note cards, as well as other self-care items. These are going to be available for pre-order in September, so keep an eye out for that. A percentage of the proceeds from this box is going to be donated to Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's Disease Foundation. So your purchase of a box goes towards the Michael J. Fox Foundation. You can click on the link in the description below to subscribe now, and your box will be sent out at the end of the month. You have until the 15th to subscribe to make sure you get this time travel box, so don't wait. These are going faster than the other boxes, so I would go and subscribe now before they sell out. Click on the link in the description below and subscribe now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Next week I will be back with a Plan Your Dream Life video, so you don't want to miss that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. I did it! Of the doing a, you don't want to, some December, 2 minutes. 2 minutes! Shh! Shh! You can subscribe here by clicking on my little face. Here are 2 more videos that I think you will like. If you made it this far, leave me an emoji that has to do with time, or travel, or both. Have a fantastic day, and happy planning!